Let me stop you right there, and then I'll press the record button. So it starts. Welcome to episode 184 of the Blue Recluse. My name is Martin Larsen, and you're listening to the podcast about everything Blizzard. It's Sunday, April the 8th, 2018, and we have been gone for a week. We have been gone for 1 week, and the Blizzard world, universe, whatever, is exploding with news, and now we have to deal with this. Tom, how are you feeling?
I'm sorry, but who are you? Because I don't recognize you. There's some sort of fresh-faced person called Marty introducing the show, and I don't recognize you. Where's your beard? Is it some sort of celebration for the Blue Recluse turning 4 years old?
Yes, sure. I don't know. I just felt like, shaving everything off and looked like a baby face again. And that was a mistake. So now I'll grow my beard back.
Mistakes were made. Much like when we started this podcast 4 years ago.
Yeah. 4 years ago, how the hell did we manage that, Tom?
I don't know, man. I mean, I think like a lot of podcasters out there that started podcasts, we had this vision of being as warm as Scott Johnson, or being as funny as Coltrane on Convert to Raid. And you know what,
Coltrane,
we didn't achieve any of that in 4 years, but we continue to show up here every week and talk about Blizzard games, and it's a lot of fun. And we brought Michael along for the ride. Now he's just kind of dinged one with us, so he hasn't been there for the full 4 years. I feel like if he had been, his psychotic state might be a little different from what it is now, because it's a tough ride. It's a tough ride, but we've stuck it out. We're still here, and here's to the next 40 minutes, 4 years, or however long we stay together for.
Okay, and speaking of birthdays, Michael, on Tuesday, it's your birthday, so I guess this is for you.
This is for you, man.
That's right. It is my birthday on Tuesday. I'm excited. Get to go get some wings, some beers, and just hang out and play some Blizzard games too. What the heck is that noise? Oh my, that was... It was like really low, so I couldn't hear it as I was speaking, and then I was like, that's not on my end, right? Is the cat in here?
There is a cat in there, apparently. It's on your head, and it's yellow. Oh wait, it's Pikachu.
Pikachu's a mouse.
Okay, whatever. I think we have so much we need to get through today, so let's no more talk about all the celebrations. Let's jump straight into it and get this show on the road.
Here I come. I said something elusive. Stay a while and listen. Well met. You are not prepared. This better be good. Existence is mysterious.
Loud and clear. Hello there.
Greetings, traveler. And welcome to the Blue Recluse.
And here we are. We've had quite a few weeks when nothing has been going on, and then all of a sudden, PAX happens, Blizzard happens, everything explodes. There's news over here, there's news over there, news here, news there, everywhere news or something. So, yeah, I actually sat down in the beginning of the week and tried to schedule the next few weeks of stuff that I wanted to do, and then some Blizzard news hit, and I was like, all right, I'll change the schedule. Then more news hit, and I was like, okay, I'll change everything up again. And then more news hit, and I'm like, okay, I'll just wait to the end of the week and then figure out what we're doing. But let's start with a little bit of Hearthstone, Tom's area of expertise, because we now have a release date.
We do, for the new expansion. It's coming out this Thursday, which is 2 days after Michael's birthday. The 12th of April, we get to venture into the Witchwood. and I'm sure we've kind of seen a lot of the cards being revealed over the past few weeks. And I feel like this time around they've really nailed it with the revealing of cards. It hasn't really felt like they've drawn it out. Every maybe 4 or 5 hours you can go on Reddit or somewhere and see new cards being released, and I feel like they've really just kind of rolled them out. There's not this whole, oh, we have to wait 3 days for some guy who's named after some bread to reveal a card on Twitch. You know, it's just really going for it and building up the hype. And we've had this event going on in game as well, which I know you guys have been taking advantage of, which kind of just shows the power of giving away free card packs for doing your daily quests. And I was always going to be there. I wasn't going to miss it, but you guys have been jumping into that as well. And I believe you both pre-ordered as well.
My daily quest log is empty, Tom. My daily quest log in Hearthstone, it's empty.
I can actually tip my hat to you, sir, because I'm wearing a hat and it's very hot.
That's why I took mine off.
Yeah,
I feel like taking mine off.
I might do it, or I might melt. So we'll see.
I can put it over here. Something.
So yeah, anyway, Hearthstone, guys. You guys have pre-ordered, right?
Oh yeah.
I did. I didn't.
You're
It's for. I can't remember how many. It's a few. The last few ones I didn't pre-order, but I jumped back in. 20 extra packs. Loads of stuff going on. How can you say no? How can you say no to that?
Have you got the feel-good vibe for Hearthstone again? Is this kind of event and the
I have
extra cards? Is it sucking you back in? Is it drawing you back in?
I think it is. I have a. I don't know. Right now, I found a deck that is semi something. I think it's one of the pre-built from in-game, but it's modified to my playstyle a little bit more, I guess. And I love it. It's so much fun. It's a mage deck, and I'm kicking ass down at rank 23. It's so good. I love it.
Hey, rank 23. Someone's got to be there.
Yeah, I am. The only thing though is that is a little bit because I think they're going to change this soon. How some of the daily quests work, right? Because I got, for instance, play 20 pirate cards, and I was like, okay, I'll just chuck 20 pirates in a deck and then just get that over and done with as fast as possible. And I mean, and if you do that, I think it might actually take longer than if you actually made a proper deck, because I was outed so quickly. But yeah, got them done as well, so it's fine.
And one thing we gotta mention, because I don't know if you guys watched the final reveal stream for Kobolds and Catacombs, which featured Day 9 and Ben Brode. And I remember sitting down for 2 hours watching this back on repeat because I missed it live. And I was sitting there for 2 hours just giggling at Ben Brode and Day 9 playing Hearthstone together. I wanted it to be a weekly series. I could live with that. If we don't get Firefly back, I could just accept Ben Brode and Day 9 sitting down every week and playing Hearthstone together. I mean, we talk about Ben Brode quite a lot on this show.
Hey there, don't be scared.
We're big fans of him. His charisma and just his energy is intoxicating, and Day 9 seems to have this passion for the game as well, but he's really laid back about it, and he just like, yeah, we'll just see what happens when we play these cards. It's not really about making the best plays. It's just about experimenting, having fun, and I'm really looking forward to tuning into this final live stream tomorrow and seeing kind of Ben Brode and Day 9 sit down together and have some fun and reveal the remainder of the cards. It's usually pretty funny. I mean, it doesn't go to plan. It's not scripted. Stuff can happen, and cards get discarded that they were supposed to show. And it's a riot. It's an absolute riot. So I'm looking forward to that, and we're going into this expansion with the kind of rotation as well, the start of the new year, the year of the Raven. So I think as regards to the Hearthstone, this is probably one of the best times to be invested back into the game, because everything's happening, everything's changing.
Yeah,
and happening in game.
I was actually sitting there looking at some of the decks just to get some inspiration, and that's actually a lot of the decks that I can make because I actually don't have the cards, because I've been out of the loop for a little while. So I'm actually looking forward to hopefully be a little bit more able to get into that again and play it a little bit. And I actually had fun. So I hope that continues. Yeah.
Yes, I mean it's a great time for anybody who's maybe played Hearthstone before, maybe followed the loop like yourself, Marty. When the rotation happens with Standard, it's kind of the smallest card pool in Standard at that time of the year, so it's a great time to come back. Maybe if you do pick up the pre-order, that you get a good chunk of cards, 70 packs now. If you've been doing the quests as well, you've got some kind of more card packs to open as well, and it's just a good time if you want to kind of jump into Standard. Wild, it's always going to be crazy, and I feel like you can always make something work in Wild. If you've played Hearthstone over the years, you'll be able to throw something together. So yeah, good times in Hearthstone, party times there, party times in Blue Recluse. We are
party time all over.
Yeah, everywhere. Michael's house,
yeah.
He's going for wings. Great time to be alive, huh? Great time.
It is. Anyway, we will not go too much into Hearthstone today, but we know, Tom, that sometimes you have a little trouble because you're so excited about Hearthstone. We have experienced in a few episodes ago that you just choke up and start to talk random ramblings and stuff like that. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to get Dusty from the Blizzard Umbrella on the show next week to help you out, and then we'll deep dive into Hearthstone and talk about the new expansion. Yeah.
What podcast is he from?
The Blizzard Blizzard podcast.
Okay. I think I've heard it. Yeah.
The Blizzard podcast.
Yeah, everyone's welcome.
They talk about snow and lots of it.
Weather reports 24/7.
So yeah, we also got some news about a new hero for Heroes of the Storm. Tom, aren't you excited?
Actually, I'm not. So I'm going to leave you guys to bring in our guest for this section. I'm actually, you know what? I feel like Heroes is probably a bit of a dead game. I know I'm supposed to be a Blizzard fan, but I'm not really interested in talking about Heroes this week, guys. So I'm gonna step away. I'm gone. See you.
Okay, bye, Tom. So, Michael, it's just you and me and a special guest.
Yeah. I think we're still waiting for the special guest, aren't we?
We're still waiting for the special guest.
Yeah.
To actually say something. Okay, Tom is out of here. Tom is out of here for good now. I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
So, Michael, we have a new hero in Heroes of the Storm.
That's right, we do. Oh. We have a new hero, and that hero, of course, is the main man that I put up on the screen right here, Deckard Cain. He is the new hero, finally announced. It's been rumored for quite a while now that he was going to be a part of it. And
it's been a rumor for like 2-3
quite
years.
a while now. Quite a while now. Yes, it's been a while.
And finally, our petition to get him into the game has finally paid off. He's entering the game, and we actually have Deckard, the man himself, in the studio.
Oh,
Deckard, how are you feeling about being back into a Blizzard game?
Hello, is this thing on? Hello?
It is on. It is on.
Hello, I'm talking into my satchel. Hello?
We can hear you, Deckard. We can hear you.
Oh, hello. Yes, my name is Deckard Cain.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
Stay a while and listen.
Okay, well, then you should probably talk then.
Yes. Diablo is a great threat.
Oh yeah, we know that. We took care of Diablo. How do you feel about going against Diablo here in the Nexus now that you've arrived? You know he's here, right?
The Lord of Lies.
That's great, I guess.
No, the Lord of Lies, that's Belial. He's not here. It's Diablo is here.
Belial is here?
No.
Oh no.
Diablo is here.
Clearly something went wrong when Deckard made his way to the Nexus. I'm thinking that he is just a little bit lost at the moment. Deckard, do you know where you are right now?
Yes. Terrestrial Glades is where I'm not right now.
Tearsfall Glades, is that... What? Okay, Marty. Are we gonna keep him on? Are we gonna keep him on or no?
I'm sorry, Deckard. We have a lot of stuff we need to get through, and apparently you're
Stay
still
a
a
while
little
and
bit...
listen.
No.
Apparently you are still a little bit confused about what's going on, so maybe we should move on. So
We're gonna
thank
let
you so
Deckard
much.
get associated
Yeah,
with what's going on.
thank you, Deckard.
Thank you,
Let-
Deckard.
let's
Let's
get-
get Tom back
let's
on the
get
line.
Tom back.
Let's see if he's back yet. Let's see if he's back yet.
Where did he go? It doesn't seem.
Oh,
it isn't.
he's still gone.
I'm so sorry for everybody who's listening to this podcast and was not actually on the live stream. They have no clue what's going on. But yeah. Anyway, Michael, Deckard Cain is finally in the game. We've seen from PAX a little bit about how he plays, and I don't think there's any surprises, is there?
Not
looks
really.
like- it feels like Deckard.
That's what it looks like. It looks like it's going to be Deckard as we kind of imagined. Of course, he has a heroic that stay a while and listen. I think the words that Blizzard used to describe it was Deckard tells a riveting tale and everyone falls asleep. So it's like a conal ability that it like spreads out and it will get everybody that's in that cone. It'll put them to sleep for a bit, so then you can go ahead and blow some people up. But pretty much he's a support. He's a range support, but he also works better if he's really close to his allies. That's what I believe they were going over. We're gonna have to wait to see how he pans
I
out.
think he got some armor and some.
Yeah, he gets extra
buffs.
armor for every like 5 seconds or something like that he's close to allies. So
Yeah.
it should be
Oh, so this is
interesting to see how he
actually-
plays.
Is this really happening? Am I
To be
dreaming?
honest, in the beginning, I was like, wait, what date is it? Is it April 1st? Because the hero looked it looked odd, the video. There was something off about the video. But then I checked the date. It was the 4th. It wasn't the 1st. So I was like, oh, okay, it is actually going to happen. So yeah, it is true. And I guess was it you, Michael, who said that when Phoenix got in, you were going to buy him straight away, right?
I bought Phoenix right away. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will do this with Deckard.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
going
Tom
to as
might-
well.
Yeah, I think Tom might do the same. It's a shame you can't play the same character because then we'll just have a full team of
Team
Deckards
Deckard.
going. Yeah.
Well, Tom did say
Yeah,
that he
well,
was
listen.
going to play nothing but Deckard Cain for like a year.
Yeah, I
So-
think I did say the rest of my life, but then it's probably very limiting. So yeah, the rest of the year it's all Deckard from here. It's all me and DC just out in the Nexus, telling stories, putting people to sleep. It's very fitting, indeed. But yeah, I
DC
don't know,
Universe?
Marty, you heard this news. You shaved off your beard.
Yeah.
it's-
That's
I
why
mean, we
I
all
shaved off
reacted
my
in
beard.
different ways. And we've been asking for it for so long that it just doesn't feel real.
It feels unreal.
I don't
Yeah,
know why. I just imagine like the news of Deckard Cain being released and Marty's first reaction. Oh my god!
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
So yeah, it's happening. Maybe it was an April Fool's, but the intern at Blizzard kind of he was off
Mixed
for a
the
couple of
dates.
days sick, and then he got in. He's like, "Oh, send this out today, okay?" And it's like, no, you fool! It was April Fool's. Now we gotta run with this.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to play around with Deckard, and yeah, I think that's what we have for now. We'll probably get back to him when we actually have tried him out, played him a little bit, and we have loads of other stuff. Let's jump.
Did anything happen
Jump.
while I was away, by the way? No.
No, nothing.
No, nothing important.
No. So in World of Warcraft, Tom, while you were away, something important happened in World of Warcraft. We got the release date for Battle of Azeroth, and I think a lot of people were expecting it to be like end of September, because when you bought the pre-order, it said that the game would be out at the latest and end of September. So I think that was people were actually thinking, but it turns out we're getting it already in August on the 14th. And I'm getting so hyped already. I can't wait.
It's
This is good news, right?
It's very soon. It's very soon,
is
considering
soon.
where we are right now. There's two sides of it, of course. There are the people like us that are pretty hyped for it, and then there are the naysayers. You know, those one or two people that speak up on Reddit or so that are saying that Blizzard's going to give us an incomplete product because of the state of the alpha. But I was watching some videos, and mainly like Preach Gaming. He was saying that Blizzard is probably much further along than the alpha that we're
Yeah.
given, and they're kind of just
Yeah.
giving us pieces to test out certain aspects of it and see how it goes with the players. So Blizzard is probably much further along than what we expect them to be.
that's just how development works. You are the little snapshot that we have of the game is like very limited and has like just as you're saying, probably only the things that they really want us to test. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. Obviously, you can't help but worry a little bit because usually you get the beta and then the beta is in the beta state for roughly 6 months and we haven't hit that yet. But maybe they're doing something different with the development cycle and just trying new things out. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much. I would just wait and see what actually happens because it doesn't really make sense to worry at the moment. So.
I mean, I'm pre-ordered and ready to go.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm ready to go. It doesn't matter. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. But yeah, loads of all the Warcraft news, and we're not going to talk about all this yet because, as we also said, it's alpha. A lot of things can change, so we won't go too much into this either on this show. But we have planned to have like a sort of our Legion review, a little deep dive where we were going to talk about Legion and what we thought about the expansion as a whole. And I think if everything holds up, that will be the episode after the Hearthstone episode. So 186 will be the Legion review. So we would love to hear from you guys who are listening, watching, whatever. What did you think about Legion? Let us know via email or on our Discord. Send us recordings. You can go to our website and record like a phone, what's it called, like a voicemail sort of thing. So go do that. And
you know what you can also do? You can write us a message in Discord. And it's really good to check your Discord for messages. I'll just say that there. And check Discord. That's all I'll say. Check Discord. Everybody.
What's happening on Discord?
Just do that. That's for sure. Because very important. Discord is a happening place.
It's popping.
But before we jump into what we actually want to talk about today, Tom, I have some bad news for you.
Oh no.
Are you sitting down? Well, I can see you.
I can sit down if you want. I will sit down again.
Okay. There we go. He's sitting down. The mobile auction house is being retired. So you can't
come again.
The mobile, the poop auction house. It's going to be retired. You can't access it anymore from very, very soon.
Sounds about right. He's speechless, folks. Speechless. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
Sell our stuff when we're like lying in bed at night. It's 11:30 at night, and you don't want to log onto the computer. And what are you supposed to do? What? Like I made so much gold lying in bed.
I really hope this means that they're going to revamp the auction house UI as well, because one of the things that the mobile version actually did really well was just re-auction stuff.
Yeah,
and actually
it worked better than the actual.
Yeah, exactly.
In game.
Yeah, so I really hope that this means that they will also make some improvements to the in-game auction house.
I mean, it'd have to, or maybe we're getting a new app. Maybe we're getting some super duper Battle for Azeroth mission table auction house app coming to a Blizzard phone and iOS, Android, and Nokia 3210.
The Nokia.
where you could just text the message in if you want to re-auction stuff. Just text.
We have some sound issues with the show. Just looking at the chat for the.
I'm just naturally loud. I can't help it.
Because people can't hear me, and they can't really hear Marty.
Oh, that's a problem.
But they can hear Michael, so.
That's all that matters. Let's face it.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's what we had for. I hope Michael can fix some sound issues.
I hope he can. I believe in Michael.
But anyway, yeah, this is what we had for World of Warcraft for this week. We will, over the coming months, we will obviously talk a lot more about that. So let's jump into some Overwatch, because some things is happening in
Mhm.
Overwatch really soon. But before we jump into all the news, I just want to quickly talk about yet another Overwatch pro who's being suspended and his streaming privileges revoked because he's doing stupid stuff on his live stream. So my question is it really that hard to not offend people on a live stream? To just, play the games, talk about it, and don't be offensive to people. Is it that hard, Michael?
Apparently. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't gotten kicked off Twitch yet for streaming under the blue recluse for all the things I say while playing Hearthstone. No, I read the article, and some people are saying, oh, they're being too strict about it all, and blah 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 blah. It was just like something stupid that he did, and my stance on it is they're not being too strict at all. These are people that are setting an example for other people. You are now a professional, regardless of how old you are, because some of these, they're still kids. Regardless of your age, you are now in the spotlight. You are now being held accountable, not just because for you, but for everything that spirals out from you. You are now part of a brand. You must represent that brand to the best of your ability and keep it presentable. Doing stupid things on the internet, on a stream, saying racist remarks, or just being an idiot. Like, learn how to conduct yourself. Yes, you're playing a video game for a living, and that's awesome, but if we want esports to be considered something viable and sustainable in the future, then we need to act like we actually care about it, and that it's not just some flash in the pan idea and you can grab some money quickly and act like a fool. No, conduct yourselves with some dignity and some respect, and treat the people who are actually paying you with some money like they should be paying you with some money. Okay, because to me, if you're not going to act like a professional, then get off the stage. You don't deserve to be there.
Or if you are going to say something offensive, just make sure your sound is really low so then nobody can hear you.
Don't move away from the mic.
I mean, I've been saying things all show, but no one can hear me speaking, so it's totally fine. Totally fine. But no, seriously, what can you not agree with Michael there? These guys are being paid as professionals. It's trying to be set up as a professional system, and there can be zero tolerance when it comes to Alessandra says she can lip read me, so that's all good. But there should be zero tolerance when it comes to anything like this here, especially in the professional scene, because people are going to be watching this, like the likes of you and me are going to be watching this, younger viewers are going to be watching this, and they're going to pick up on things like this, and they're going to think, well, that's okay, he's doing it, he's a big shot streamer or a professional video game player, a professional video game player, an esports
pretty much
competitor, and that's okay because he's doing it. No, if we set that precedent where we let things slide, it's not going to end well. It's just going to snowball out of control, and we're just going to get to the stage again where people are like, oh, it's okay, Twitch chat can say these things because it's Twitch chat. It's like, no, I mean, we probably talk about this quite a lot, but it's like we're never going to accept that as the norm, and it should never be. And I'm glad Blizzard just take a really strict stance and go like, no, it's, you want to make this decision to do this, then you're out. You're not going to be part of whatever we're trying to promote, and that's, to me, that's a great thing, and we should celebrate, and we should be like, yes, that's what we want to see. We want to see this tough stance. We don't want people to feel like they can act like this, and no matter what your age, because it's not acceptable.
I don't really know what to add here because you guys said it all, and I don't really disagree with it. So I know it's not. I don't even want to be the devil's advocate on this subject because I think
that wouldn't be good.
I just think, regardless where you're in life, you should behave and be nice to the people you're engaging with.
To the epics.
Be nice to the epics. Also, the people you're playing with who got the epics that you wanted, be nice to them because they worked for it as well. So yeah, I don't really have too much to add. I think they're doing a really good job at what they're doing with their game and their brand and their IP. So yeah, good for you, Blizzard. Well done.
GG.
I see somebody from another Blizzard podcast just entered our chat, so
Don't pay attention to him. Don't.
okay,
Ryan,
don't acknowledge.
Ryan is asking if I'm wearing makeup, and no, I don't wear makeup.
You acknowledged him. Now you're gonna have bad luck for 3 days.
At least
So-
3 days.
Let's jump into some PvE news for Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
PvE, player versus environment, because last year we had the Uprising event. We're getting that this year as well, but this time it is in a package called the Overwatch Archive. It was sort of teased last year as well, because the loot boxes is called Overwatch Archive. So, but this time we'll get another event as well called Retribution.
Paladins are finally gonna be a new class in Overwatch, right? Is this what this means?
No,
Oh.
this is not what it means.
Uther skin. I want an Uther skin.
So yeah. Anyway, you might remember the Uprising event last year, which was the Tracer's first mission. The next one will take place in Italy, and it's an event that is set to be setting Riot on the path to become Reaper, and also the path for Overwatch to be shut down. So it's going to. I'm really looking forward to see what this event. What will happen in this event. Obviously, it also brought in some more lore articles on the Overwatch side with an incident in Oslo where someone had attacked the Overwatch HQ, and it also spawned a new webcomic, also called Retribution. So yeah,
So
Retribution.
this is set in Italy, and it's kind of the origins of Reaper becoming the Reaper.
It is the sort of, yeah. It's what starts off all the things.
It's amazing what a bad
happening.
pizza can do to your life, you know.
So yeah, a new PvE event. You guys excited for that, Michael? PvE or PvP for you?
For me, Overwatch is almost exclusively now PvE. The last few times I've been in, I've only been doing PvE events or one-on-one with Selena. She beat me. But I'm excited for it. I did have a question though. Is it going to still have the Tracer origin as well as the Retribution? Or is it just going to be Retribution? I thought it was going to have both.
Yeah, that's how I understand it, because they're calling it Overwatch Archive. So I guess that's where they're just going to put all these like past events under that category. At least that's how I understood it. That we'll have the original one and the new one as well to choose from.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I mean, we played the Tracer event last year, and it was a lot of fun. You got to choose certain heroes and go through Tracer's first mission. It was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to this, and looking forward to jumping back into Overwatch. I have not been in it recently at all. It's kind of on the back burner. It's still installed, though. Still installed. So
Still installed.
Still installed.
Actually, this news and the new Hero Brigade actually got me into the game again, and I played around a little bit, a few matches, and I actually had some good old fun in Overwatch again.
Did you play as Brigitte?
Baguette?
Not Baguette. Not Baguette.
Baguette.
Brigitte.
Yes, Baguette. Brigitte. Yeah, I did get to play as her one or two of the matches, and obviously it's a new hero. It takes a little while to get used to, but actually I think I sort of liked her kit. It's quite interesting what you can actually do with her, and I feel like she can do so many things, even though there's like only four abilities, but you can utilize them so differently that it definitely takes a little while to get used to. So I'm enjoying her, and I really want to explore her abilities and what she can do a little bit more. And don't laugh, Tom. I know where your mind went right there.
No, it's just because this is going to be a terrible segue, and just because of what Marty just said. And we've left this out of the show notes. But there was an article this week about what are we calling her? Baguette or Brigitte or whatever we're calling her. Is...
Made me choke on my coffee.
Sorry, Michael. Yeah, she's the most searched Overwatch hero on.
Oh, here we
Pornhub
go.
now. And I only came across this article because Fist from Lagging Balls linked it on Facebook. I wasn't actively going out to find this news, and because we were, there's no coincidence
part
or
of the
correlation.
statistic?
There's no correlation between us taking last week off and this story coming to light. I just want to put that out there.
We had to have an intervention with Tom, like, about his internet search history.
We'll have to talk to Amanda about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. Derailed that one. But yeah, PVE. PVE. Good. Me likey PVE.
Oh, we need to move on. We need to move on. It's devolved, the conversation.
So yeah, anyway, in the event you will be playing as Reaper or Genji, McCree or Moria, and it's a Black Ops gone wrong mission from the past of Overwatch history. So what do you expect from this? Jeff Kaplan did say that they learned a lot from last year's event. So what's to improve? What do you guys reckon will happen?
I want to see, maybe more of, what is it? The Tracer event kind of was like a escort the payload type deal. I would like this to kind of be its own thing, rather than let's take an existing mechanic that's already in Overwatch and then just kind of put a PvE spin on it. Like, I would like for them to make it a mission. Like, if you're going into somewhere and trying to extract something or something like that, then I want to break into somewhere, put somebody on guard detail while they're gathering the intel, fend off a wave or so of enemies, and then try to escape out of there while the whole compound is trying to attack you. And I would like it where you can't overpower it. Like, you have to escape if you need to escape, or else, like, you just will get overrun. Like, I like that type of stuff. Like, I want it to be, like, a smash and grab mission. I don't want it to be like, well, you get here and you fend off waves and waves until the drop ship comes over you. No, I want to get in and then try to get back out as well.
From what I gathered from the trailers and what we've seen, it seems like you try to go in stealth. I don't know if this will be playable, but that's how the story is, at least, that these 4 characters is going in stealth, and then something goes wrong, and that triggers an incident, and then I guess they have to escape some way. So yeah, it could be interesting if it is like as you're saying, Michael, a proper escape mission.
More cutscenes. I think that's the real definition of a true shooter and telling the story. It's not actually playing the game, but it's, you know, killing a few dudes and then walking forward and then going into a cutscene for about 5 minutes, and then you really, you know, you're so itching to get back into the action, and then you have another cutscene, and I mean, that's how you generate a lot of hype. Just not being able to play, but digesting the story and yeah, just breaking it up that way.
And throwing
Maybe
some
not 5
quick time
minutes.
events, you know, that way for those people
Oh,
who do
quick
want to
time
play.
event?
Yeah, but
That
here's
would
the
be
thing is that
amazing.
if you miss the quick time event, you die. You got to start over.
Forever.
Yeah.
You gotta buy a new Overwatch.
Your Blizzard account is deleted.
Yeah, just
Flame Flash is saying that he wants to see himself not being stuck as Genji. To that I can only see, get a good PC so your load time is low. So you can shoot your
Buy an
character before
SSD.
everyone else.
yeah, just
Yeah.
spend like $3,000 on a new PC just for this event. Just because you don't want to be Genji. If you're Genji, then I don't think you actually get a loot box if you do pick Genji. You don't get any XP as Genji. I've just read that
In before you find out that it's not the computer, it's just the internet service provider.
No.
But
But I'm with you, Flame Flash. I think of these 4 characters, I prefer not being Genji as well. But yeah.
So do you think we're just gonna get this every year, just a different PvE story? Do you think we're gonna get this PvE move that we last year we were predicting it perhaps for a BlizzCon announcement, or do you think they're just gonna to carry on like this? Because the more time goes on and the more we get more comics and, you know, more videos outside of the game, that I feel like they're not going to invest that time and effort into making a fully fledged PvE mode, because their main sell in Overwatch is the multiplayer is, we've got the Overwatch League. That's that's the true representation of Overwatch. So I think as time goes on, I feel like they'll do little nods with the content like this. But I think my hopes of some sort of PvE expansion where there's progression. Oh, the music kicked in there. Very nice. And yeah, a bit 10 minutes
A little
too
bit late.
Yeah, a little bit too late. 4 years, we're still getting this right. But so yeah, so I think my hopes for that is just kind of dwindle a little bit. But it's always nice to get these events pop up, and I'll definitely probably get back into a bit of Overwatch just because of I've fallen out the way a little bit. Actually, just trying to think. The last time I logged in, I think it was just to get one of those Overwatch League skins that they were handing out. So yeah, I mean it's always good. I mean, I think we kind of revisit when Overwatch first came out, and they said there's going to be loot boxes, and I was a bit skeptical. Are they going to keep updating this game? And this game gets really consistent updates, and it's going from strength to strength. It feels like with the kind of inclusion of the Overwatch League as well, and the story's developing. It's going to take time for it to really kind of hit home, and once you get a lot of the pieces and start putting it together, it's going to start to feel even more like a real world. But they're getting there. I definitely feel like they're getting there, and man, the videos that they bring out always seem to hit you right in the feels as well. So it's it's a growing world, still very new, and I enjoy the PvE side of things anyway, even if they are very limited. But I feel like they implement it really well considering what the game actually is. So
Yeah.
nice.
And I definitely think that with them introducing the Overwatch archive, it could possibly open up for them to actually do more PvE events instead of just like this once a year sort of thing that we have right now. So I totally think that we could potentially see more of these events going forward, and I would welcome that because, I mean, sure, PvP is fun to a certain degree for me. It's not something that it's not something that I enjoy doing over and over and over again for a long time. So yeah, sure, when there's a new hero, then it's fun to jump in to check them out and things like that. But besides that, it's not my type of deal. But when there's PvE involved, then I'm usually there to check it out, and if it's good, then I come back.
I had a thought that it might be interesting if, as we get these little bits here and there, like Tom said, what if eventually these little bits tie into each other, and then then they release them all together as like a bulk separate feature. So you'll just have your PvE tab on there, and then you have all of that, and you can play through it, and then you see how the story connects through all of these individual events that they released over the years, and you kind of get to go through the story of like the rise and fall of Overwatch, and then the subsequent rise again. I think that would be really interesting, as well as maybe they could flesh out some areas in there. I would also like to say that even if they don't do that, I think that anybody who has played any bit of Overwatch has gotten more than their money's worth with Overwatch so far. When you look at all the other things that we have to pay for, we've paid the base price for this game, and we've gotten so much out of it, and we can keep going back to it without having to worry about... It's not like World of Warcraft where you suddenly have to be like, but it's not like World of Warcraft where it's like, oh, do I have to buy the new expansion to get the content, or Hearthstone, like how many loot boxes do I have to buy in order to be able to compete? No, you just jump in and you're able to play, and as long as you got the skills, and you're able to do it. So I would just like to say that, like,
all the right skin, that's very important.
the right skin. Yeah, you can't shoot well if you don't have the right skin.
No.
I'm saying nothing. I've said enough.
Jeff also got asked about a battle royale mode for Overwatch, if that would be a possibility. He did not deny it at all. He actually thought it could be pretty cool. What do you guys think? Battle royale mode for Overwatch, would it work? And what
is that? What is battle royale mode?
Battle royale is like Fortnite or what you call PUBG, where you have like a huge battleground, 100 people parachute them in there, and then last man standing wins, or last team standing.
100 bastions on an island. No.
Yeah, I don't think the
don't do
game
it,
is
Blizz.
balanced in such a way. I feel like they would have to spend some time developing it and to make it work, and then by the time they do, it's just gonna be like, no, we have our battle royales. We don't need it in Overwatch. I don't think. Like, I don't think the heroes are not balanced that way. Just think about, like, you have a Widowmaker on the top of a freaking mountain, like, just sniping people all day. That poor McCree just running on by. What's he gonna do with his pistol? You can't high noon from all the way back there. So no, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they could make it work, but I'm just gonna say nah. Focus on the PvE stuff. Focus on PvE.
I think it's sort of what Jeff said as well, that a lot of the characters are actually created not to be able to stand on their own, but actually so you can play together as a team with other people. So I think if you want to do this battle royale mode, I think you would have to limit to certain characters being able to be played and other characters not being able to be played. And also one of the things that he did say was also that the Overwatch maps are really small and dense, and there's a lot of hiding spots and things like that, whereas a battle royale mode, you want a huge open area, and that's not really the design philosophy behind Overwatch. So there's definitely some things that would need to be worked out for this to work. But
then they said you couldn't recreate Rocket League in Overwatch, and they did. So we were sitting here being like, no, it won't work. But then they probably could make it work. They probably could, but I don't think I'd want it. It would just feel like such a not a cash grab, because it would probably be free, but I don't think Blizzard do that. When something's pretty popular, they don't just jump on it straight away without a lot of time and care and consideration put into that. We see a lot of people imitating kind of Hearthstone, and there'll probably be lots of like PUBG imitations now, and Fortnite, and you see it with like the Minecraft games as well. You go on Steam now and it's all these building. It's like, guys, come on, there's so many. I'm overwhelmed. But I don't think they need it. I don't think they need to go that route. I think it's a totally different kind of play style, the whole battle royale mode. Maybe we might see some sort of brawl with some sort of nod to it in some way, but I don't know. I couldn't see them going that way. But hey, what do I know? They surprised us.
I mean, they did say that capture the flag would never be a thing in Overwatch.
They did, yeah, they did.
And I think actually we agreed with them that probably wouldn't work. I remember us saying that in some episode way back when, before Michael got on board.
I was about to be like, it wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, maybe one day in the future there will be a battle royale mode, and it will be awesome.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, we'll just agree to disagree. At that point.
Okay. Thank you.
Now what?
Now
do we
what?
do now?
I don't know.
Do we?
What a great.
Are we doing a podcast? Do we need to keep talking? Okay.
I don't know. Do you have it that we need to keep talking while the sounder's going until it runs out because we were so professional? No.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Can you talk for 3 minutes about?
I know, because I feel like we get to the last orders, then we can do the stuff. Probably the stuff that people are actually here for. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, we could do that. What is chat saying? I feel like my chat is timed out or something.
Okay, so Flame Flash said everyone is Soldier 76. Alessandro says maybe a mode where they need to stay as far away from the payload as possible.
Everybody will win that one.
Yeah.
Everyone's a winner. Gold medals for everyone.
Speaking of staying away from the payload, it was so much fun on one of the matches that I played where I was the only one on the payload. My team was fighting the other team somewhere in the background over there, and I was just pushing the payload all the way up to the next checkpoint without anybody noticing.
And I would like to say this is that if you have a significant other and you are playing Overwatch, please calm down, because they fear for their safety when they just hear you raging at the game. Okay, the things
just a game.
The things Selena says while she is playing Overwatch, they frighten me, and I feel like I should leave the room. And then I'm like, okay, maybe you should calm down a little, you know, trying to bring it down a bit. And I get the look like, no, you just don't understand. And I'm like, whoa, okay, I'll leave.
I don't
No big
understand
deal.
people. I don't understand people getting angry with Blizzard games. I mean, they're fun. They're never annoying. Everything's so happy, and I've never lost my cool playing a Blizzard
me
game. I
neither.
can safely say that I've never raised my voice or slammed the table in frustration. I can safely say I've not done that today.
I am the
So
epitome
everybody
of
in-
keeping calm. That's right. Look it up in a dictionary. You'll see me.
Yeah, and I mean, even my girlfriend, who's not really a gamer, but when she was visiting at some point, and I had to do a podcast, all of a sudden, I mean, my podcast room I'm recording is quite far away from the living room, but I could hear her yelling at the television because she was playing a PlayStation game, and Lara Croft didn't do as she wanted her to do, and something happened, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel you, Michael, I feel you.
Game rage is real.
So yeah.
Well, my drink's almost empty, so you know what that means, Marty. You know what that means, right?
What does that mean?
The final drink of the show, the day.
Oh yeah.
I wish that
That's-
we did this show like later on so that I could be drinking too. I'm not part of the festivities because everybody's like, yeah, let's get hammered. It's our birthday. And I'm just over here like, I got coffee.
You could stick a shot of whiskey in that.
I don't like whiskey.
Let's head over to the bar, Michael, so you can have another cup of coffee.
Woo!
Last orders! Last orders!
So, Tom, you and you alone, because I thought this was a bad idea. Michael is a cheap, greedy bastard. You're the only one who
Wow!
thought this was a great idea. So, what is your idea, Tom? Take it away. Tell us.
Well, you know, because we just had our birthday, we're turning 4. So instead of us getting presents, we decided we're going to give away something to the chat right now. And the chat is a hive of activity. And we're going to give away Chronicle Volume 3. Because
Woo!
you need to catch up on your Warcraft lore, find out what's going on with Tyrande and the Lich King.
Tronder.
Nothing's happened together with those guys. I just, you know. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't really come to an idea of how I was going to pick somebody to do this. So all I kind of wrote down was tell me a Warcraft joke. Tell me a Warcraft joke. If you guys have any better ideas, it would be a good time to say. But go give us a Warcraft joke.
Tell us a better Warcraft joke than Seth MacFarlane did with Family Guy.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen
that
that yet.
wouldn't
No
be hard.
spoilers. No spoilers.
There's Peter Griffin in it.
You mean Peter?
Peter.
I know. And if there is no jokes, maybe we just, because you know, there's been some pretty funny stuff said in chat, so we could just go back and pick somebody, you know, like an MVP of the chat for today.
I don't want it.
Hello.
You don't want it? You don't
No.
want to win?
You said the MVP
Okay, so you're
of
out.
chat. That's me.
Oh, you don't want it. So Michael's out. It's one less people.
I'm
one
here to
less
help.
people. And this is great airtime for people listening back on the podcast. I'm sorry we're not giving you anything, by the way. You should have been here live.
We told you.
watching.
We told you that we're live now.
Yeah, we told you we were live, and you know we're giving away stuff. So I'm not seeing any jokes, so that's cool. Because you know I feel like I know who I could potentially give this to. Do we have suspense music? I don't know. I'm
Suspense.
just holding out for a joke, holding out for something, anything.
I don't really have any suspense. Oh, there's some. No. I got nothing.
Oh, you got nothing. That's cool.
I can hit you with this.
Okay, we got some jokes now. That's very appropriately timed. Okay, so Follow My Crowd says, "What did one Murloc say to the other?"
And
There's
then
no
that's it.
punchline.
That's
that
it.
That's it. That's a strong opener. Alessandro says, "A hunter walks into a bar with his pet giraffe." They order drinks until the giraffe falls over drunk. The hunter starts to leave. The bartender says, "Wait, I'm still typing here."
I
Is
don't.
she still typing here? Or is
Yeah,
that
I
the
think
punchline?
the bartender says you can't
Okay.
leave that lion here, and the hunter says, "That's no lion. That's a giraffe." Oh, it's so good that it. Oh, it's so bad that it's good.
It hurts. It hurts.
Oh.
Falmar Craig gave her punchline, which was murmur, murmur, jerser, murmur,
Mm.
I don't think that's what Murlocs say.
Either way, I
Last
think it
time
was
up.
predictable.
I feel like we should give it to Alessander here.
I do too. I do too.
Because not only was there quite a hilarious comment about Overwatch earlier, but Alessander has actually been a very engaging member of our podcast over the past year, sending us emails, sending us questions. So I think it's actually very well deserved that we give this little prize that we rustled up to Alessander. So if you guys are in agreement, if you guys have any objections, there we go. The champagne's popped. Congratulations, Alessander.
And she's not being rude in chat.
Not being rude.
Yeah, just saying. Just saying.
So, yeah. Alessandro, if you want to send us a little message on here, and we'll get you sorted with that. So, there we go. Give it away. That's 4 years. It took us 4 years to save up for that. And,
We finally got it.
Easy come, easy go, as they say.
I also quickly want to mention the Raiders Confessional. It's a podcast that I'm doing together with Ryan from the Blizzard Umbrella, and we're talking about raiding. And we are going to very soon jump into and do some episodes we are calling Battle for Mains. Not Battle for Azeroth, but Battle for Mains, where we'll be going through. Yeah, thank you. We're very clever. I didn't come up. No, it was Ryan's idea.
Was it?
Obviously, yeah. Anyway, check out the Raiders Confessional. We're going to do the Battle for Mains. We're going to talk about the different classes in Battle for Azeroth, in the search for a new main, because both Ryan and I is going to switch mains for Battle for Azeroth.
I feel like we should have dramatic music there.
I'm doing that too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing it as well.
Whoa,
So,
everyone's just quitting on their classes. Just, forget loyalty. It's gone. It's just in the day and age where just, flavor of the month. That's what you guys are. Flavor of the month.
Yeah. Anyway, stay around, because after the show we have the Freshly Report. But for now, you who are listening, what did you think about Legion as an expansion? Let us know your little mini review and thoughts about anything else we've talked about in this episode. Or, whatever. If you have questions, contact us. We'd love to have a community talk with you guys. So, Tom, where can people do that?
You can email the show at thebluereclusepodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at The Blue Recluse. Come on over to thebluerecluse.eu/Discord, where we're talking about Blizzard games, we're talking about games that aren't Blizzard games, and we're talking about free games, because who doesn't love free games, right? Big shout out to Pete, aka Titans Creed, who's always on the ball when it comes to free games around the interwebs. What else do we have here normally? Something about you can find all that information and more on our show notes, thebluerecluse.eu. Can't actually see my notes. You think after 4 years I would remember this information? I don't know. So yeah, 4 years. Wow, great.
Yeah, I think there's nothing else to say. But thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Congrats, Alessander.
Welcome to episode 33 of the Fraser Report. Today is Friday, April 6th, 2018. This week saw a bunch of jokes appear for April 1st. What many may not realize is that all the jokes exist in a version of World of Warcraft. There exists a version of World of Warcraft for botters, cheaters, exploiters, gold farmers, and others. Blizzard uses this version of World of Warcraft to test out new features and to play God with the citizens of this land. Whenever your account is banned from World of Warcraft, your Battle.net gets a new client added, similar to how people are getting access to the elusive alpha for Battle for Azeroth. This version, called the Pwn Zone, is where all the nefarious people go that run afoul of Blizzard GMs. GMs use this parallel world of Azeroth to let off steam. This allows them to remain the fun, cheerful GMs that we all know from support tickets. You might think some of the jokes that Blizzard shows for April Fools look either hilarious or would be awful to have in game. Well, the inhabitants of the Pwn Zone experience all of the joke features every day, all year long, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Sometimes features that are added here are too drastic, even for the April Fool's posts every year. Some examples that were told to us were, every time Blingtron 6000 is placed, a Blingtron 5000 comes smashing from the sky to replace it before you can click to get a legendary. Every Hearthstone takes you back to your garrison, where you have to then get away back to Stormwind. Every queue takes longer and randomly someone refuses to join multiple times until it finally succeeds to take you to the instance. This feature has made its way to live by accident. There is a portion of this queue torture code that Blizzard is working to remove in the live version. Oh, and get this, that dreaded Dalaran loading screen boss, it is in place for every zone, making loading screens that much more painful. There are many more vile joke features that are in the Pwn Zone. We are not allowed to air these on this program. We would like to remind everyone that access to the live version of WoW comes with a responsibility to be a good citizen. When you break this trust, the consequences might be going to the Pwn Zone. Please, just remember Bill and Ted's advice and be excellent to each other. The next time you laugh at a Blizzard April Fool's post, just remember there is someone who is actually experiencing that feature every day of their lives. This has been the Frazzle Report. I'm Frazzly Sparkspan. You can find the show at frazzlereport.com. Until next week, be awesome.
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio. Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.